everyone. Welcome back to Cynthia's Artful Living. Today we're doing part 2 using stencils with alcohol inks, and we're going to do a slightly different technique. It's got a lot of similarities to what I showed you already last week, but this is one of the ones I created today, and that's one of the ones that I created last week, and some of you who follow me on Substack have probably seen this one. And this is a new one, and this floral I created again last week, and this one. So the technique is similar, and I won't waste any more time here. Let's get to making some art. Ink on here. So what I do different from what I did last time is last time I started out with the stencil right on the Yupo paper directly and then put the ink over the top. And in this technique, you do the opposite. So you put the ink on the paper first and then you lay the stencil or mask over the top. And I do the mask because you can see the frame if you put a framed piece on it. So I like to take that off, and let's see, I'm trying to see what other thing I want to do here. Or we could use this one. This is another one that I did. I think it was called Children Our Future. So I just dropped that in there. And now I will let that dry. So, you know, it comes like this. Well, actually, it doesn't come like this. This is the stencil. That's the mask. So one's the positive and one's the negative. But sometimes it's just a stencil like this one, and you can cut it out and have no edges on it, and that works too. So I guess I'm just saying, if you don't want the frame to show up in your work, which I think I showed you this, these are examples of that. So you can see the edges, and I don't want to see the edges. So now I'm going to put this on. I can still drop some into some areas. So if I want to get some color in there, I think that should do it. So then this has to dry a little bit. Well, I pulled the masks off of these, and I really like the way these turned out. There's the snowdrops. This one especially, I know it's not the color of canna lilies, but I just think it turned out totally cool, and I probably won't do a single thing to this. I love the way that turned out. Let's just say I also just kind of love this pattern. And it's this iris one. Cool, cool, cool. Now on the back is all that luscious alcohol ink. I'm just gonna let it dry on there, and then I can put it on another piece of paper a different time. But just these are really cool. I kind of think I like these better. I just think that looks, you get the sense of the flowers in there, and you get such depth. You know, I like the fact that you have the values, so that you have the really dark here and then the really light here, so like your eye kind of moves. And so this one I think is really like the most successful in that regard. This one it has some deep parts, but they're not, you know, it'd be nice if they were really, there were some deeper parts here. And then this one, yeah, I think this one, it's a little too flat, and I could probably actually go back in these and add some more alcohol ink in these and see what happens. This one I'm going to leave alone, but these two, I think actually I will do that, because that's the beauty of stencils and masks. So I can just lay this right in here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and set it right back in here. Same thing with this one. I'm kind of off the screen here. Get these up in here. Well, I don't usually use black like I've talked to you about before, but I like the way it turned out with this alcohol ink. So I think I might try dropping some black right in here and see what happens with this one. Maybe a little bit down here. And then on this one, what I thought might be interesting is to, you know, maybe get some, just pour a little bit. I don't have an eyedropper. That would be kind of ideal. Just gonna try just pouring a little bit of alcohol, pure alcohol in here, and see what happens. If that's gonna lighten anything up. I could put, I was thinking of, you know, darkening this, lightening this. I want to get some yellow and see it's starting to get a little lighter there. Maybe I'll leave that. Put some yellow in here. Okay, I added a few more drops of things in here. You can kind of see and see what happens with this. I think that this, you know, needs black again in there, right here. Back here to take a look at how these turned out. And it's a little bit wet under there still, but that looks good. And here's the other one. Look at this. That's how you accomplish making these. And then I think I already talked about these, or I'm going to talk about these. This video is all out of order. So these are a lot of fun. Now, I haven't done much to manipulate them. This one I put some white gel pen on. I almost like them just on their own like that. Some of the stencils that I used, or the masks I should say, for doing these, I never got around to spritzing them with some alcohol to see what I can get in terms of like a ghost print. So I'm going to do that really quick right now and see what we get. I can't remember which side had the ink on it, so we're just going to figure that out. Right now. I think you can see that that's reactivated there. And I think I could even put another piece of paper over the top of this and see what happens. Pick up some of that color. So it's kind of cool what the effects you can get just using whatever ink is left over on the stencil or the mask. Look at that. Ooh, pretty. That one too. And because that's paper, you're going to get a little bit of a fuzzier effect. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but I think I'm going to find a use for them. And I think I have a couple more, but I'll do those off camera. So here are some of the other ones that I just cleaned off the stencil or the mask. In this case, this is a stencil, that's the mask. And this one. So these can be really fun and cool. I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm going to let them dry. When you spray all that alcohol on there, it kind of dampens the paper. This is cardstock. And I'm going to let that dry, but I could cut these out and do something else with them. They just look so cool. It leaves a lot of ink on the stencil, so it's totally worth doing this because, you know, you get a lot of mileage out of the ink. I really like this one too. That turned out really cool. So I don't know how I'll use those, but I will use them somehow. So I hope you enjoyed this video on creating these alcohol ink works on Yupo paper. It's just another slightly different technique for you to try if you like.